Hey guys, my name is Ashley Collins, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how do you create an app and the profitability of mobile applications. So, what is an app? An app is a mobile application that can be found on any of your mobile devices. These mobile devices range from your iPhone or your Android, BlackBerry, Microsoft products. Those are mobile applications. I know everyone loves Clash of Clans. I know everyone is on Facebook. Did you know that Facebook is the most profitable application out to date? So, how do you create a mobile application? One, first you have to have a concept of what your application is going to be and what it's going to do. What do you want your app to perform, and how is it beneficial on a marketing platform? Then, after you figure out what the concept of your app is, the next step is identifying what the features are. When it comes to mobile applications, there are two variations of mobile apps in the development phase. There is UI, which is the user interface, and then you have UX, which is user experience. Um, those two are key in separating and distinguishing before you decide to go on to the next phase, which is wireframe development. So, user interface is the design of your mobile application, while user experience is the feel. So user interface is more along of a dummy version of what your app is supposed to look like, while the user experience is the touch button, how that icon looks, and how it's supposed to market towards users. Um, then we move on towards the wireframe development. The wireframe is, again, the combination of the user interface and the user experience of actually making your full mobile application in a dummy style format, where if you have the skills to actually code, you can take that platform and essentially use that to develop your mobile app. Or you can take that platform and buy your services from local dealers that intel with mobile app development. You can also outsource your work through platforms like Fiverr. So, now that you have your concept of what your app is and understand the functionality of how it's supposed to move, and maybe you have the skills, maybe you don't have the skills, and you've developed the concept of an app, now you have your developer, or you as a developer will actually start development of coding the app, and that depends on a variation of what platforms you choose to use to develop your application. We're gonna go on to the most important part. Well, I've created a APK, which is a dummy, well, which is the code embedded in making or developing your app. So, what's next? How do I get my app published? So, now the important part. You can get your app published. Let's start with Android. So, with Android, there is a $25 development fee that you have to pay. But again, it's a one-time only payment, and you are a official Android, Apple, or Google developer. So, now that you've obtained your developer's account, you can take that account and use the APK that you use to create your mobile app and put it on your developer's account. Um, the only thing you would have to do is click publish. There is a step-by-step in identifying what level or what grade level your app is, but other than that process, it's simple as that. You don't usually get any kickbacks of issues with launching unless there's something wrong with your code. The way Android does business versus Apple is a little bit different when it comes in regards to security. So with Android, you can launch your app with no problem. Now, the only issue is if a user experiences a situation where they feel like they need to report your app, which will raise red flags for the Android team. Or if an Android team member goes to your platform and deems it unsuitable, or maybe a change in your grade rating. So that's how you publish on Android. The next process is if you want to publish on Apple. What's the step for that? So again, like I stated, Apple is a little bit more strict when it comes to uploading content. Um, Again, that may be why makes it a better platform to use, because a lot of their programs or platforms are more vetted. So you have to pay initial $50 fee to become a Apple developer, and I believe it's a yearly payment. The next step you have to do is you have to embed your code as well. Now, the beauty of Apple, which Android still has the same functionality, but it's not well known, you can actually pre-launch your app on what Apple refers to as test flight. Now, with test flight, you're able to share your code with other members or with potential vettors of your mobile application for them to be able to view it and download it on their actual Apple devices, which is super awesome. Now, the only red flag that you might come into is the final vetting process. Now, when you submit your app on the Apple platform, Apple can definitely kick it back and say, no, this app is not as advertised. One of the key things that you have to remember when you're developing is that Apple requires you to provide screenshots of your actual app, and make sure that your screenshots are accurate because they will verify. And if they feel like the images that you provided are insufficient, they will kick it back. If they feel the code is insufficient, they will kick it back. So be very mindful of that. Now, if everything goes as planned, you are successfully on the Apple App Store as well as the Google Play Store. So now that you're on these platforms, how do you make money? Well, it's a lot of ways. You can actually do a free app or a paid app. Now, for your paid apps, you have to realize that it might push users away because users like free stuff. So I know your question is, well, how do I make money using free apps? Awesome question. There are a plethora of ways to make money using free apps. One of the biggest ways is in-app advertisings. Seeing banners, seeing videos pop up in one of these gaming apps where you can pay to level up or go to the next level or buy cool features in the app that's not offered for free to users. Or you can actually pay to remove ads. Well seen is Pandora, which tells you you can listen to music all day with ads, or you can pay for Pandora free listening. So now that you know what is an app, how do you make an app, and potentially how can you be profitable off of an app, I hope this helped you in any way, shape, or form for your future aspirations if you are intending on creating a mobile application. I wish you all of the very best luck and Godspeed.